Hi, and welcome to Eating Plebian. Today, it's grilled cheese sandwiches, except we're going to span a spectrum here. We're going to go from just the absolute basic, how to make that old classic grilled cheese sandwich that's been around since whenever American cheese was invented. Heaven knows when that was. All the way forward to how can we really elevate a grilled cheese sandwich. And so we're going to have two types here. So we're going to get started with the old classic. I'm sure us Gen X folks grew up with these things, and we'll get started with the ingredient list. As you can imagine, the ingredients for the basic one is not a large list. So what I've got here is I've got some white American cheese, and I've also got, just for some color, a little bit of the marbled Colby that's been present in grocery stores for a long period of time. I am, however, going to be using a better bread. This is kind of a scratch country white. It's a little bit denser, it's fresh made, and it also will stand up to the rigors of being cooked more than your standard Wonder Bread would be. And also to avoid problems in spreading cold butter over top, I've gone ahead and taken 2 tablespoons of butter and nuked them for a couple of seconds, and we'll just use a brush to apply it back to the bread. So yeah, I've got 2 slices there of the American, 2 of the Colby, and I'll be using 2 of the pieces of the 4 pieces of bread here. The other 2 are obviously for the next sandwich. Moving on to the stovetop, it's not turned on yet. I'm using a cold pan method to achieve a slow introduction of heat into the sandwich, so the interior has time to melt before the exterior, that's the bread facing the skillet, has time to get all browned up and possibly burnt. So we want to give this as good a chance as possible for everything to come out just right. Also, note that I'm using a fairly large pan here. This is like an 11-inch skillet, and I am not opting to use one of the small ones. And that has everything to do with the fact that small pans like this have small thermal mass, and they will heat up really, really fast. We want to delay that a bit. So I've got both of these skillets. That one is a little bit smaller, that's like a 10-inch, but that'll be for the other sandwich. And we're going to get things going by assembling this sandwich. As I said, this is a straightforward bit of lunch, and so I'm going to put these here. I am going to take my couple of pieces of American cheese, and I'm going to actually subdivide this slightly so I can spread it out. We actually want a little bit of runoff, so if it's going off to the side to make those like drizzled down and then kind of crispy bits on the outside that a lot of people love, then absolutely we're gonna do exactly that and not trim it back to make sure that it's not hanging over the edge. And I've got a little bit more room here for the rest of the Colby. So there we are. Hey, Sam. Dog tax has been paid. Simply gonna stack the thing up. I'm gonna take my butter. And we'll be generous and get it on here. Now that I've buttered one side, it's time to introduce it to the pan. All right, so we've got a cold pan here, and we've got the one side buttered. I'm simply going to flip the thing over now. My hands are not all buttered up from having done both sides. Now I'll just go ahead and get the other side so it's ready. So we're not also wasting butter. So we'll get that on. And I'm also going to drop a little bit of butter right there on the side. And that is to help us figure out how far along the bottom of the bread is when we're actually got the heat on, which I can do now. I'm turning it to absolute dead low, but then again, this is a larger burner, so this is like medium low on another one that's, say, smaller. But the butter right here, what it's going to do is that's going to turn the same color as the butter that's actually on the bread. And so you can actually look at that and get an indication as to how far that side of your sandwich has been cooked. So now that this heat is running, I'm going to cover this up. Yes, I'm going to capture that heat, and we'll be checking it in about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so 3 minutes later, look at our test butter here. It's starting to brown. If I flip this over, look at that. All right, so we're going to go about 1.5 to 2 minutes now on this obverse side of the sandwich. Remember, this is already heated up now. It's not that slow increase that we use to try to get the meltiness in there. So now we're just trying to complete that process. And again, back in a minute. And 1.5 minutes later, wow, look at that. And yes, we're getting crispy bits, or at least very, very gooey cheese. And so I'm going to take this and put that on my plate. I'm going to give this a quick cut off to the side here. And I believe, yep, we got cheese pull, and it's all melty all the way through, even in the center. And that is the classic grilled cheese. Now we're going to be heading off toward the second version, our classed up type. So let's head over and look at the ingredient list on that. And now, magically appearing on the counter, I've got between 2 and 3 ounces of sharp, or even extra sharp if you wanted to go that route, cheddar cheese. I have Gruyere here, same amount, 2 to 3 ounces. These are both shredded fresh. I did these just a little bit ago. Please don't use the stuff in the bag. I often use the stuff in the bag for other things like tacos or what have you. But when you're talking about trying to get everything to melt appropriately, there are starches and anti-cling additives that are added into those pre-shredded cheeses. And it really affects the way that they melt. And the texture is kind of wrong, and just don't you do it. Just go ahead, pull out that box grater and do that yourself. I've got the other 2 pieces of bread over here, and same ones we did the original. Instead of butter, I've got olive oil, and I'll be using olive oil for the coating on this. I'm sure that you thought that I was going to be using mayonnaise, but no, I'm not delving into that level of the abyss. But finally, I have 2 extra ingredients here that I really think really puts a spin on things, but it really is great. I've got a little bit of prepared mustard powder and a little bit of paprika. And I'm just going to be using just a pinch or 2 of either. I mean, like a 1/16 or an 1/8 teaspoon. So not much, but I just have them there in the dishes so I can pick it out real quick. So let's go ahead and let's give this grilled cheese a spin. So I'm taking this is actually, when I measured it out, 2.5 ounces. So judge accordingly, use more or less depending on what the size of your bread is. But I'm going to take, as I said, just a pinch or 2 of the paprika, and just put it in there like, a 1/16 or an 1/8. It doesn't have to be much. That's about right there. It's barely flushed with it, as you'll see. And I'm just going to toss this a little bit, get it all mixed in and around. We don't want it to be that forward. We just want it to be kind of a lingering ghost of taste on the backside of this. And as I mix it in, yeah, you can just see a little bit, depending on the resolution of this camera. So maybe I'll put a little bit more because it is just me. But really, we haven't even exceeded that 1/16 of a teaspoon yet. So I am not worried. And we are going to do the same thing with this prepared mustard. We're going to put this in the Gruyere cheese. Yeah, about there. And again, we're going to toss it in. There we are. Okay, so now sandwich assembly time. There's our bread. Doesn't matter which one you do first, obviously. So we're going to spread this around. Excuse me. I've made mention before I'm in Texas, and the allergies here, especially now, are nuts. You get up, eyes watering. That's just everybody's existence down here. It's not just me. I want that in there. Oh yes, I'm not going to be wasting any of this. And now I'm going to do the same thing with this Gruyere. Gruyere and mustard, we're going to pack it down a little bit. Probably far more than I need, but it's going to be an impressive sandwich, isn't it? I don't want to stack it too tall. It'll just melt everywhere. I'll have cheese soup with bread in it. It's a crouton. No, it's bread. So, all right. I think that's plenty. So get this off the sides. Put that on. Smoosh a little bit. That's fine. And now I'm going to take that olive oil. And just give it a nice, healthy glisten on the bread here. I wonder what would happen if I actually put some garlic on that. It'd probably make your hands a little bit too too slippery, a little bit too difficult to eat. But anyhow, let's go ahead and put this on, and then we'll hit the olive oil to the other side on the next pan. All right, so are we ready? Yes, we are. So I'm going to take it, flip it over, hit the other side. Did I mention I'm hungry? At Eating Plebian, we eat what we make, literally. This isn't just a cooking show. It's not produced and whatever. We don't have finished sandwiches waiting off in the wings or something in case something happens. We've got one try with this. That's the way we do things, and this is, in fact, actually my lunch. So, same thing applies here. 2.5, 3 minutes, cold pan. On low on this medium-sized burner, covering it up. We'll be back. All right, it's been about 3 minutes here. Let's check this out. So we've got some browned cheese here at the bottom, and the smell, the aroma here is qualitatively different than from the first sandwich. You can just absolutely tell. Now, I'm pretty sure that I haven't gotten everything melted on the inside yet, because I used a substantial amount more cheese. More thermal mass, takes a little while longer, so we just have to be patient. We're going to check this back in 1.5 to 2 minutes. Again, not the same as the 3 minutes before because the pan is already heated. All right, one more wait. And 2 minutes later, look at that. Oh, it's just sliding all over the place. That's perfect. Okay. I'm going to set this here, and we're going to cut this apart. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to cut this up. Oh, the smell is amazing. And oh yeah, look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful. We're probably going to actually have to let this cool just for a couple of minutes before we can actually eat it, but that's fantastic. All right, so anyways, we've got our two... Oh my God. Excuse me, I'm having a moment. Oh, that is fantastic. I need a towel. All right. Anyways, I think we found a winner. So, ladies and gents, thanks very much for spending a few minutes of your afternoon with me. And this sandwich is just, just ludicrous. But just slight overtones of the paprika and the mustard. Don't worry about overpowering it. It's fine. The way cheese works and the way fat works when combining with aromatics tends to automatically level everything. So don't be afraid to try it out. Anyhow, thanks for coming with us. And do me a favor, hit the like and the subscribe buttons. They help me out. I'm still a relatively new channel, a couple of months. And I really want to be able to get my stuff out to everyone, teaching people how to cook for themselves or to cook really well for themselves and get rid of those takeout and restaurant expenses and those bills that everyone finds themselves struggling with a little bit more and more each day. But once again, I'll catch you next time. Thanks.